It's episode number 14 of the Onion Juice Podcast. I'm your host, Neil Mathwig. In this episode, we're going to talk to the guys from The Broke Agent. If you haven't heard of them, I don't know where you've been, but I'll be nice. If you haven't heard of the guys from The Broke Agent, make sure you go follow them right now. You're going to find them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, even on their blog at thebrokeagent.com. You've got to go follow these guys. You got to start laughing with them. They're the guys that say all of the things that we wish we could say as realtors, but we don't. And so it's really funny. I've been following them. They came out in February, and I've been following them ever since, and I'm a huge fan of them. And I was really excited to do this interview. And you're going to hear in this interview, not only is it going to be fun to listen to the kind of the behind the scenes, especially if you're a fan like me, but you're also going to pick up some nuggets along the way here. You know, we talk a lot here on the Onion Juice Podcast about being an artist and being a media company that happens to sell real estate and being vulnerable and authentic and being real and creating an attraction to you and your business. You're going to get that in this interview. I'm excited for you to hear the guys from The Broke Agent.
If you're a real estate agent or broker, this show is for you. Onion Juice is both a podcast and a movement designed to wake up and redefine the real estate industry. Here's your host, Neil Mathwig, for another stimulating episode of the Onion Juice. Let's join the movement now.
Hey, it's Neil Mathwig here, Onion Juice Podcast, and I have two awesome guests on today, and I'm super excited about it. The Broke Agent, the guys that run the handle, The Broke Agent, Eric and Wes are joining me today, and I'm pumped because I'm a huge fan, and it's nothing better than having your first interview be with people that you've been following and that you admire. So I'm super excited. Eric and Wes, welcome to the Onion Juice. How you guys doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing really good, man. We fought through some technical difficulties here, but we made it. So let's rock. So tell you a little bit about who The Broke Agent is, if you haven't heard of them already. I think most people have heard of you, but with over 100,000 followers on multiple platforms, I think a lot of people have heard of you. But I just give a little bit of who you guys are in my eyes and what I see you guys as, and then I want to ask you guys some questions about how this all started. But I look at you guys as like just true artists, and here on the Onion Juice Podcast, we often talk about being a media company that happens to sell real estate, and so I think you guys have done an amazing job with that. And are just totally, just true artists, and you're doing things that so many agents wish they could be doing, and that's getting as many followers as that you have. So, how did this all start? Tell us a little background of The Broke Agent.
Well, Wes, I took a little hiatus. I'm Eric, by the way. Wes and I took a little hiatus from real estate, and then Wes gave me a call and wanted me to kind of join one of his other business ventures and help write his blog for him. And then over a couple of drinks at a place in Santa Monica, we said, we want to make the blog funny, so why don't we just call it The Broke Agent? And then right after that, we went home, and then we downloaded all the handles, and we found that The Broke Agent wasn't taken, and then we started from there.
Yeah, this is Wes. We both didn't really grow up and graduate from, he graduated from USC, I graduated from Chapman University in Orange County. I never really envisioned myself as being a residential salesman. Eric's one hell of a writer, and that's really kind of his gift. I'm really good at social media, marketing. So we kind of realized we're not using our best skills, not putting them to work as residential salesmen. And we kind of noticed that, hey, this industry, there's a lot of comedic satire in it, and no one's really addressing it, not consistently and effectively. So yeah, over a couple of drinks, we're like, hey, why don't we use your incredible writing skills? And he has a great eye for comedy. He worked at the Laugh Factory on Sunset, world famous. So he's been, kind of inspired by Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm. So we're like, hey, we have the perfect pyramid. It's our industry knowledge that we've acquired over the past couple of years. His comedic eye for comedy and satire and all the interactions between agents and buyers and sellers. And then I'm able to get I'm pretty good at social media to get my message out there. And I'm pretty much selling gold for free with the way Eric's able to write. So it's pretty fun.
Thank you, Wes.
Right. Oh, that's awesome, man. And you are definitely, you're selling gold because I mean, what kind of hits are you guys getting, likes and comments on like the average post?
Well, that's the one thing, is that it's very relatable, and with great comedy, there's quite a bit of truth in it. So yeah, it's come pretty natural to us, and it's been therapeutic for us. Like, we just kind of realized there's no platform, there's no blog or media company out there as two young millennial agents that we really care to go to on a regular basis. So we decided, hey, if no one else is going to make it, let's just create content that we want to see, that we want to go to. And in like today's day and age, I mean, people are really, really scared to post. Everybody gets so offended by everything. We have pretty thick skin, and what we're doing, and some of the posts that we're putting out there, which at times might rattle some people with like name tag posts and stuff like that, we think it's pretty vanilla. Like, we haven't even gone as edgy as we really want to go to.
Agree, man. There's times where you guys have posted something and I'm like, whoa, I wish I could have said that. And that's your guys is saying things that we wish we could say, but nobody else says.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the fact that we could do it under the alias of the broke agent and it doesn't have anything to do with us as actual real estate agents is what's made this so successful.
Yeah.
It's not infused with like self-promotional bullcrap. We simply just want to kind of give you a comedic break from your hectic day. We're not selling you an app. We're not selling you, hey, list your home with me. It's a very, very soft sell, and even like it's a no sell at all. It's just, hey, and everybody kind of asks, you know, how do you monetize it? What's the angle? There is no angle. Just enjoy the content, and if you like it, follow us. If you get offended and you don't, then unfollow us. We don't need you.
Yep, that's cool. That's cool. So I just saw this video you guys just put out. By the way, it's awesome. And if you haven't seen it already, go to thebrokeagent.com and check that out, or just find it on YouTube. Tell me a little bit about this video and how this came to life.
You talking about the rap video?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a good poet. At my fraternity, people would pay me like $5 a pop to write girls, and so I always knew that I was good at rhyming, and I've always wanted to be a wannabe rapper kind of thing. I don't actually think I'm a rapper. I know I'm not actually good at it, but yeah, we thought it would. Yeah, do you think I'm a good rapper?
I do, man. I'm giving you props on it. I think it was great.
Yeah, I mean the flow was decent at that. It took a couple takes. That was my first time, so next one coming out should be a little bit better than that. But yeah, we just thought that
I wanted fun.
I mean, that's literally my story in the real estate game.
Right.
You know, I did fail the test twice. The third was the charm. You know, I door knocked, I cold called, I did all of that, and I wanted to kind of like tell a story from a satirical perspective, rhyme it, put a sick beat to it, and
yeah, I mean, there's some swear words in it, but it's who we are, and we're not putting a front on. We're not going to water it down, and just because we're not putting anything out there. We're not like kind of sugarcoating anything. We're putting stuff out there that we want to see, and it's been embraced by not just the younger agents, but also even the older ones.
It wasn't embraced by my dad though. He didn't talk to me.
Yeah, Pops probably wouldn't like it.
He's like, what do you expect? What do you think? You know, when you watch your son on YouTube drop the F word 15 times, and then slap a girl's butt and talk about
I'd be proud of it.
Yeah, and I was like, Dad, I get your perspective. Like, you know, he's a conservative, you know, guy, great guy. But, you know,
he's warming up.
Yeah, he's warming up to it. And it's just, you know, I told him, like, this is our generation. It's more, you know, shock value stuff. And, you know, the realer you are, the kind of more appreciated you are. So,
well, yeah, there's a lot of noise out there. I mean, everybody has a damn blog. Everybody has a Twitter account. And there's just so much noise. If you really want to stick out, you're going to have to get off the fence and take a stand on something. And that's why when we speak at conferences and like symposiums, it's really kind of find your niche. You know, you can't be the person that caters to everybody. Eventually, you're going to have to create a unique voice. And that's what we've done with the Broke Agent, is just a trustworthy, a guy in the trenches with no fluff, no BS that you can take a lot from. It's not just comedic satire. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in a lot of our material if you take the time to read it, which we're kind of noticing that people just don't read stuff. People don't read blogs. People read tweets. They read Instagrams. They read little Facebook quick hitting posts.
So, I mean, our blog posts, although they are meaty in the sense that they provide a lot of value and they're hilarious, in my opinion, even if it's 5 to 10 sentences, people
they break a mental sweat. They get fatigued. I don't know what it is, but that's why you want to create and format your content in like very diverse ways. I mean, whether it's a quick hitting Instagram, whether it's a longer blog post. People are funny. People do have knowledge. Get it out there. Don't be so scared to post stuff and offend people.
That's it. Well, I've been talking a lot about that on the Onion Juice, just about being vulnerable, and that vulnerability creates this attraction, and that attraction is what a lot of people are starving for. That being real, and so you guys are definitely displaying that. What's some more thing along with having so many followers and creating so much engagement? What are some of the things that you've learned recently about social media, and just if you could just talk about social media and where you're seeing the hot spots right now and what's working and what's not?
We learn not to blow up people's timelines. I mean, you see these bigger companies that are tweeting every 30 seconds, every minute, and it just blows up your timeline, blows up your feed, and it just gets annoying. I mean, we post once or twice a day on Instagram, 3 or 4 times on Twitter. I mean, Twitter's a different beast than Instagram. I mean, Wes is the real expert. He could kind of give you the lowdown. But, I mean, what we've noticed kind of is that the more you post, you might piss people off just because, if you see the same, the fat Jewish, the same thing over and over and over again, it just gets annoying. So I think less is kind of more, right?
Yeah, and it's definitely a quality over quantity type approach to it. People, you don't have to get something out every day. If you're this clear channel, something comes to you, bang it out. And if it looks good, but put a lot of time and effort into your post, because people, if they're gonna read it, it has to catch them. And it's not just what you're writing in the blog post, but it's also quick hitting, very easily digestible. People are not going to spend 4 minutes reading this long-winded blog post. So have a catchy title, have a catchy photo. Don't mislead them. But one thing that we did talk about at Inman News is that social media is social. There's a saying out there that if you create like pretty decent content, it'll find readers, and that's not the case. You need to create great content, but you also need to engage people. You need to like their photos. You need to, if they mention you on Twitter, you need to favorite it or like it.
You don't want to seem like a stiff robot that isn't interacting with anybody.
Yeah.
So we have our Snapchat account also, which I primarily run. Because I don't trust Wes with it, just because if you see his personal Snapchat, it's like the worst thing ever. He'll snap himself eating a cheeseburger or something like that. Yeah, or not a cheeseburger, just a lettuce burger, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, we engage people. We interact with, I don't want to say our fans. We're not. No, we interact with our believers.
Yeah, there you go.
We interact with the people. People snap me when they're bored at their open houses or when they're at inspections, or just say "Hey, broke agent, what's going on?"
Well, we're not putting a salesy front on. We are the broke agent. There's a whole reason that we're not broke, but it's just kind of like a mindset. It's a swagger, it's a confidence that you have that even though you may be getting beat up by buyers and sellers and other agents, just being mean people or a really slow quarter of sales. Is that you maintain this confidence and this swagger that, hey, it's not me. I'm not a bad salesman. It's just there's so many complexities and so many things going on in the industry that's out of your control. We just want people to acknowledge that, hey, you're not the only one going through this. But yeah, social media, it's social. If you're this large corporate blog that's just churning out something automatically tweeting every 15 minutes, and say you're like, hey, at whatever handle, that's a great blog post. And that person put some time and effort into that tweet, acknowledged you, and you don't even respond to it. You make an emotional decision like, hey, you know what? This is not a very personable thing. It's just this large company, factory churning out BS blog posts. They're not putting much time and effort into it. They're actually retweeting old blog posts as well. And there's no quality control in a lot of these companies. So whenever we put something out there, a new blog post, there's a lot of time and effort that Eric and I put into each one, because we want to make sure that we're not wasting your time and we're not just doing this for SEO purposes.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this, you will see Wes will see your tweet or your Instagram because Wes is the eye of Sauron. I don't know if you've seen Lord of the Rings. He sees everything. So he will see your tweet. He's on his phone 24/7 flipping through everything. So if you just say, hey, Wes, it'll make his day.
Yeah, I can't wait to hire an intern to do it for me. But I know social media, it's social, and if you don't acknowledge people, they're like, hey, you know what? Screw that guy. I put time and said, hey, that's a great blog post. Didn't even acknowledge my tweet. What? I kind of don't like you anymore. Yeah. You're kind of an ass.
Yep. Yeah, it's like asking somebody to go to a cocktail party for you and socialize for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't work very well. And I got to say, too, I think the reason we're doing this interview today is because of engagement on Twitter or Instagram. It wasn't like I reached out or anything like that. It was just because we were engaging.
I DM'd you on Twitter.
Yeah. That made me feel really cool, I have to say.
Right. No, it's effective. Like, that's the whole thing. Yeah. You even said, hey, I didn't really expect that. Right. You've been following us for quite some time. But, hey, we're not bigger than anybody. We want to get our message out there, and we'll talk to anybody that has the
But if you get DM'd by Wes Pinkston, it's a big deal. So
yeah. That's right, man. I jumped off the couch, and I'm like, holy crap, the broke agent just messaged me, and my wife's like, who? What? Okay. I'm like, no, this is big. This is big.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's cool, man.
Yeah, humbling.
We're going places, man. That's awesome. So the heart of what I wanted to get to today is just how you guys form your content and advice that you can give the onion juicers on how they can form their content to create better engagement. I just want to kind of just hand the mic to you guys and let you talk about this. I know it's something you're passionate about.
Definitely chime in. We've touched on quite a bit of it. It depends on the channel. With Instagram, I should say what you should not do, and that's it. Don't be so self-promotional, only plugging your sales or your new listings, because people just don't care about that. I feel like realtors are the only profession out there that actually blog and Instagram post them making money. Like, you don't see accountants posting on Instagram about, hey, I just made some money. Right. It makes you very unrelatable.
Yeah, you don't see like the attendant at Target, tweeting like, I checked out 40,000 worth of, Xbox games today. Like, real estate's literally the only one. We get a lot of our content, through personal experience. So we sit open houses, we show buyers around, we have our listings and stuff. So, we get a lot of it. We don't ever use any of our clients' names or anything like that. But we get a lot of our tweets and our Instagrams from personal experience, because this is actually happening to us. And then we get submissions. We have people telling us like, hey, this happened to me. And then we'll tweet about it.
Yeah. And then what I would say is to make your post timely. There's so many aspects. There's the photo that you use. Make sure it's a clean representative of what your blog post is actually about. We just did one because Star Wars is coming out in how many minutes?
It pretty like 8 hours.
Yeah,
like even sooner.
Yeah. So we just did a real estate awaken Star Wars post. So, create a very catchy title, something that's super timely. And if you're going to don't just put something on paper and post it, because once it's on the internet, it's probably not going to come back. You can pull it back, obviously, but put some time and effort into it, because if it's easily readable, and people see that, hey, there was some time and effort and TLC put into this post, you'll keep a reader. You know what I mean? It only takes a few poorly written, just kind of quick submitted posts to say, hey, this guy, he lost me. So it takes forever to kind of build this reputation of great quality blog post. You can really ruin it in one day, in just one post. So definitely it's a quality over quantity type thing.
It comes out in 12 hours, 30 minutes.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
I'm not. Are you? I take it you guys are, huh?
I am. Yeah, Wes is a Star Wars fan too.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and then once you have your blog post, I will say this is what a little knowledge nugget that I've acquired over the past 10 months that we've been doing this. Is you have, just like the engagement of social media, liking people's photos and go into Facebook and LinkedIn groups, and don't be shy to post it. A lot of people, one, they're scared to post, and if they do post, they're like, well, I don't know what kind of comments or what people are going to think about this post. Like a lot of realtors have a lot of great knowledge that they've acquired over the years. You need to get it out because people do want to hear about it, and you will find like-minded people that think of you. Hey, I have a person coming to Cleveland. You're going to be my referral. You have to differentiate yourself, and I will say pick a niche. There's this one yoga instructor, and what she always does is she helps them clearly with her yoga practice, but she also always acquires a lot of clients that way as well. Like you don't need that many people, to do, have a pretty decent year commission wise. Just if you work that circle of influence and then slowly kind of build that out. But be engaged in these Facebook and LinkedIn groups.
Have your own brand kind of thing. Like, if you like sports, tweet about sports, talk about, your local restaurants, just provide value for people instead of just saying like, hey, if you need to buy or a seller, update your status on Facebook. It's just like, all right, great. Like this guy is only talking to me because he's a realtor. He's only doing this because he wants my commission. Like, actually say like, hey, who wants to go to the Laker game tonight or something like that.
Yeah, give value and be authentic.
Yeah. I don't know what I was talking about.
There's realtors, we're pretty much a dime a dozen. There's very few things that differentiate us. We're not, brain and eye surgeons. So if you're the yoga real estate agent or, the barbecue ribs agent, realtor, just have your niche. And it's funny because you don't need that many people. Once you work that one person that says, hey, I love buffalo wings, and like
let's come up with a different example.
We can relate on buffalo wings or Star Wars, the Star Wars
agent. All right, that's better.
Star Wars agent.
Just don't be authentic, be true, and you're gonna find. Here's the thing: is like you don't want just any client because you can waste a lot of time. You want like-minded, cool clients because it makes the transaction, the deal, so much more effortless and easy.
Yeah. Yeah, like what I did was I went on a weight loss journey a couple of years ago, and I created a Facebook page called the Husky Section, and on that it attracted all these people that were also wanting to lose weight, and that engagement led to 8 transactions that one year just on that one Facebook page. And so I think a lot of what you guys are talking about, and just whatever it is you're passionate about, go that route and create that attraction.
That's where a lot of realtors get into trouble is they go to a party and it's like, hey, I'm a realtor. And it's like, dude, can I like have one drink and we talk about your personal life? It's just that realtors are so lead generation. It's like, just relax, like, hey, you're this really cool person. Oh, and you also happen to sell real estate. But they drop that card so early on, and if everything is just a nice comment, or they're just on the fence about everything because they don't want to piss off potential clients. It's like, no, you'll actually get more business being authentic, being vulnerable, like you had talked about earlier.
Yeah, you'll get better business too, because like Wes said, the people you want to work with are people that are like-minded with you and share similar passions to you. I love sports. Wes loves sports. We want to work with clients that like sports and that are like us, that, we want to drive around. I have a client right now. He's a 25-year-old guy. He went to my college, and we've had a great time looking at houses.
Yeah, you have a good rapport, and it's easy to talk to them. It's when you have to educate somebody, and they're kind of
they're skeptical. You're skeptical.
And if you have to sell them that hard, and you guys are not on similar wavelengths, it's going to be brutal.
Yeah, it's like I want to use you as a person because I really like you.
Exactly.
Not just you're a great realtor, but I actually like enjoying my time with you because you spend so much time talking to these people on the phone. Emails, you can spend 4 hours with the people in inspections. So it's just, you really have to like them.
And in California, literally everybody and their mother has a real estate license. So I had one of my best friends who's using his brother as a realtor. And he's like, hey man, I'm sorry, Wes, but I got to use my brother. I'm like, man, it's not about your marketing so much. It's just kind of being a good person and being authentic in the community, just kind of getting out there and networking. Eventually the business will come.
Yeah, because people talk, and people, if you have a good reputation, people say, hey, Wes and Eric were great to work with because they were straightforward, they were normal guys, and they, told it how it was. They weren't just saying, they weren't trying to push me into anything. So many realtors want to push the deal and push the commission and say, hey, you get to write an offer immediately. Yeah. And for us, it's just like, hey, this is our friend that we're working with. We don't want to push you into anything you don't want to be in. So
Yeah, and then I will say, as realtors, what we're noticing is that video is definitely the future. People don't want to read. They break a mental sweat. They're like, oh, reading's hard, moving left to right, up to down. So what I do see is kind of like what we're doing here, or with your podcast, is definitely do some audio, do some podcast, and do some videos. Whether it's your listing, it's just that video just seems to be it's going to be the way of the future, and it's actually the present.
Yeah, you don't even have to talk about real estate. If you're doing your podcast and doing your video, you could just talk about
weight loss.
Yeah, talk about weight loss, talk about stuff you're interested in, and then you'll attract people through that. I mean, how many YouTube videos are out there of how to make $1 million as a real estate agent? 1 million. It's the same thing. It's the same thing from everybody over and over and over again. So it's just authenticity is what we preach.
Yeah. Oh, it's good, man. I agree on so many levels. It's so good. And one of the things that when we talked or we got ready for this interview, you had said that Instagram and Twitter is probably been your best for the broke agent, and Facebook is lacking a little bit. Do you know why that is?
Yeah, because you're unable to with Twitter and Instagram. It's much more easy to engage. You can follow, you can unfollow people, you can search a specific hashtag. With Facebook, people are just very, very reluctant, because if you make it on somebody's timeline on Facebook, you're like part of their family. Like the people it's so sacred, their Facebook timeline. So, we're at like 44,750.
You know the exact number.
No, it's like 4721. And that's anybody can get like 100,000 on Twitter. And on Instagram, you just buy followers. Look at the comment section. That's where it's at. Is like, hey, are you making? You don't want to just do controversy for whatever, but look at create an engaging post is kind of what.
Also, everyone and their mother's on Facebook. I mean, I haven't accepted my actual mother yet on Facebook, but I have so many cousins and like former teachers, and I don't even know who else is my Facebook friend, that I'm like scared to post anything on that.
Yeah, Facebook's tough though.
Until I released my rap video, and then that kind of just blew it out of the water.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like on Twitter, it's much more easy to engage, to get into different communities, to like a hashtag. With Facebook, it's just a lot of realtors acquire a bunch of friends, and then you can invite them to like your business page. But I already ran through that. So like anytime I get a new friend, I definitely accept it, because I don't post anything crazy on Facebook. And then I just invite them to like the page, but that runs its course eventually. So I don't know what it is. But
also Twitter and Instagram are just newer, and everyone wants to be on stuff that's newer and that's quicker. Instagram's just a picture. Facebook is everything combined.
Yeah, it's birthdays. There's too much noise on
and there's
Facebook.
Too much advertising on Facebook also. So our generation, the millennial generation, is kind of getting turned off by that, and
it's going to Snapchat.
Yeah, it's going to Snapchat, Instagram, and
yeah. So it doesn't give you the freedom to engage as easily.
Are you on Snapchat, Neil?
I am.
You follow
I don't partake in it much, but I'm there.
You're a spectator. You should watch it.
Do you follow us?
What I do, I think. I will now.
You would know if you did.
It's the broke agent.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know if that was enough answer. It's just that Facebook, it's not as easy to engage. It's just the way it's formatted. It's definitely lagging.
Yeah. Well, I did really well on Facebook in my business in the last couple of years, and I do a trivia game on my business page called Mathwig Monday Trivia, and that works really well. But I know what you mean by the engagements. The only reason that people are engaging on that is because they want to play the trivia game, and where I'm getting most engagement is on Instagram. Yeah. And it just seems like that's where it's at, and I just love the searchability of Instagram. Being here in Madison, Wisconsin, I just, search Madison, Wisconsin, and there's everybody in Madison, Wisconsin posting their, being on Instagram. So,
are you a Badgers fan?
I am. Go Bucky.
We're playing you in the Holiday Bowl.
Are you really?
USC, yeah. I'm going on December 30th.
Nice.
Did the coach get fired? The basketball?
Yeah, they're both.
Bo Ryan retired.
Oh,
yeah.
you retired?
Yep.
I mean,
the last game. I was there.
Yeah, I'm a huge U of A basketball fan. And Wisconsin's knocked us out of the tournament, I guess, the past 2 years in a row. With Sam Decker and Kaminsky, you guys have been.
Yeah, I'm an IU guy, so I just watch with infatuation.
Yeah, but I respect Bo Ryan, but I'm glad
he was supposed to get fired last year, but his dad was going with the cancer.
Not fired, I don't think.
No, fired.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the AD was like, I don't want to fire him. Anyway, we're off topic.
Yeah. Anyway, I hate Wisconsin. Just kidding.
Well, we're not going to be good this year, so
we're gonna win by 14 in the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, hey guys, this has been an awesome interview. I really appreciate it. And anything else you want to add around engagement or around posts and like how much time do you guys spend on your posts before you post them?
To do a blog post, it would take me all day. With Eric, when he gets in the zone, man, he can knock one out in about an hour, even less. And then I'll go through.
We have a pretty good division of labor also. Wes, because he's so good at social media, he'll promote it on everything, and like I'll kind of come up with the content, shoot it over to him, and then in 5 seconds it's on Google Plus, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. So a tweet could take 5 seconds. If you're actively sitting there thinking about it, nothing's going to come to you. It's kind of got to come naturally. So if you do show a buy around and something crazy happens, like you walk into a house and the tenant's there and he's smoking cigarettes there, like that happened to me yesterday. And that's a tweet right there. So it comes to you immediately.
And that's the one thing is that we're not going to run out of material because we are active realtors here in LA. The more real estate activity that we do, the more and the more people are going to be crazy, the more content that we have.
Yeah. Also, people are guest submitting us stuff and emailing us like paragraph stories saying like, I can't believe this happened to me. If you can't have a therapist and they don't want to tell their friends or they can't afford a therapist or they want to tell other agents, they need like
place of solace.
Yeah, they need a place of solace to be like, hey, like I can't believe this happened to me today. Like so much crazy stuff happens in real estate because you're dealing with millions of dollars. You're walking through people's homes. Like this is someone's home. You never know if the tenant's going to be sitting in another room having sex or something like that. You just never know.
Yeah.
So it's just.
And there's just so much comedic satire. You could imagine the craziest thing that's probably happened to somebody somewhere at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just get out. Just have the courage to post and just be true and authentic. That's really it. That's kind of the message. What we're doing is, there's been a couple people here and there that don't really understand the approach, don't understand the angle that we're taking, but they are. Like, oh man, you guys have a pretty decent following, and like there's very few accounts, if any, out there real estate based that get more interaction and comments than ours.
Yeah, there's no accounts that get more interaction.
Yeah, I was being humble, but yeah, there are 0 accounts.
That's good.
Just be true and authentic. We're paving the way for you, and if anybody makes fun of you, say, hey, we got your back.
That's awesome. Well, guys, hey, I really appreciate it.
Sorry, go to the blog, thebrokeagent.com. We're on Instagram. It's pretty much search The Broke Agent on I just made a Pinterest past couple of days. Spent so much time on that, so go to that. Pinterest, Instagram, Snapchat. You got to go to The Broke Agent.
Go to our store, buy our shirts. We got a sick Yoda shirt.
We have 3 new shirts on a shop.
Yeah, have you seen the shirts?
No, I saw one of them. I saw them in an Instagram post.
Go to the shop
and thebrokeagentshop.com.
Yeah.
All right. So the shop, that's at thebrokeagentshop.com?
Yeah, you can also just go to the blog and then it's in the top left corner. Shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then every platform out there, just search The Broke Agent, right?
Every single platform.
All right. Excellent, guys.
You can also instant message us at The Broke Agent on AOL Instant Messenger. We're on that too.
Escrow Pusher 34.
It's our screen name.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Neil. You've been awesome.
Awesome, guys. Hey, I really appreciate it. And go check out The Broke Agent. Thanks again for tuning into The Onion Juice. And like always, remember to be the reason somebody smiles today.
Awesome. Stay warm, Neil.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end. And the cool kids are subscribing to my YouTube channel.
but maybe you'll want to listen to a little bit more content, and it would be great to have it on a podcast. So you should check out the Onion Juice podcast, or maybe you want to take this even a step further, and maybe you're looking for a real estate agent coach that will help you take your business to the next level. You should check out Roundbox down there in the corner. Thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great day. And like always, remember to be the reason somebody smiles today.